This was taken in 2018, the first time I went to Sedona Mountain Bike Festival. And I had the time of my life. And honestly, I couldn't wait to go back. But as it stands today, I'm never going again. But before we get into that, I want to show you how you and your friends can go to Sedona Mountain Bike Festival and ride Arizona and have the time of your life. Every year I fly to Arizona for the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival. It's a 3-day long event that happens in March, so packing can be interesting. Maybe you just want to bring your normal shorts that you always ride in. That makes sense. But no, it's Arizona. It could be hot as hell and you want something lightweight. Or it could be cooler and maybe really muddy, so pants seem like they're right. However, it's been known to rain, so don't forget your rain jacket. And if you were there last year, it was snowing. You definitely want something a bit warmer. But let me guarantee you, no matter what socks you bring, you're gonna be dialed. Every year, this goes horribly wrong. Ooh, that was easy. The most likely reason that people go to Sedona Mountain Bike Festival is they don't have a garage full of bikes, or they're thinking about a new one. And there's a bunch of vendors there that have demos. So if you pay for a ticket, you get in, you can ride the demo bikes. But if you don't want to pay for a ticket, it doesn't matter. You can still get in, and you can always bring your own bike. So there's a little cost here. Buy a bag or get a box from your local bike shop and put your bike in there. One way or another, getting this thing to weigh under 50 pounds and flying on an airline that doesn't charge extra fees is gonna be a little fun. So Delta, American, United, and I think Alaska all will only charge an extra bag fee. So 30 bucks if you can get this thing to weigh under 50 pounds. With the average enduro bike weighing around 35 pounds and the bags themselves being about 20, it can be tough to get the weight under 50 pounds. So for instance, I don't have an air shock. I have a coil on my bike. That's pretty heavy. So I usually take that off and I use this 3D printed part that I made to hold the frame together. You can make one out of wood or print one yourself. Anyways, if you really have to, the cassette's another high weight item that you can take off. And remember this one thing. Check your bag because A, you can put a lot of weight in there, and B, if you carry tools like this that are apparently over 8 inches, TSA thinks you're going to hijack a plane with it and they will make you throw it away. That actually happened to me and really pissed me off. Good thing it wasn't an $80 torque wrench. The event is always Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My advice is to fly in Thursday and to leave Monday. You'll be flying into Phoenix, which is about a 2-hour drive from Sedona. I typically go on this trip with a few guys, so we rent a pickup truck. Sometimes you can get a great price through the normal rentals, but last time we used Turo, which is like renting a car from a person. Sort of like Uber is to taxis. It worked out well, and the person I rented from didn't charge an extra fee for picking up or dropping off at the airport, so it was easier than using a rental company because I didn't have to stand in any lines. When picking out a truck, keep in mind some models have thicker tailgates and are less desirable for this scenario. Instead of heading straight for Sedona, I typically go to Spartan Rides, a local bike shop, to put my bike together. The parking lot's huge and you'll have a shop right there that can rent you a tailgate pad, as well as be there in a pinch if you need something. I'd call ahead to arrange a pad rental, but worst case scenario, you go to U-Haul or Walmart and pick up a moving blanket or two. Just throw that over the tailgate and it'll work for the weekend. Plus, for 20 bucks, you won't feel bad if you have to leave it behind. So enough with the logistics. The real reason I put my bike together in Phoenix is because 20 minutes from the shop is South Mountain, and if you're going to be in Phoenix, you'd be silly not to take a detour to ride. There's a handful of spots you can park. I usually go to the Pima Canyon trailhead, and at a minimum, I'd climb Mormon, then National to the top, and head back. If you have a short hike bike in you, go up to the peak of Old Man, and turn around, head back down National. This is about as high as I'm gonna get legally, so good times after this though. Everything is gonna be climbing down, so be forewarned when you come to South Mountain. It's somehow uphill both ways, but sort of fun. This section just adds a little extra spice to the run, and I think it's worth pushing your bike for a couple minutes. you're going to swing through, but your time's super limited, the bottom line is, at the very least, just descend the last part of National. It's a ripper. All right, this is the crown jewel. You good? All right. Do the fist bumps, have a beer with the locals, and hit the road to Sedona. As far as where you're sleeping, well, I've stayed in hotels, resorts, and I've rented houses. My personal preference is renting a house because it's just way more room for your group, and you have access to a garage for your bikes. Squeezing several mountain bikes into a small room is less than desirable. Oh, and pro tip, look on VRBO as well as Airbnb. Sometimes the same place will be cheaper on one site than the other. Alright, let's talk about the fest. If you're there to demo, get there early. It's first come, first serve, and people are literally running in to get the bikes. There are enough vendors there to see some cool products, and they're all selling stuff. They always have live music, a good beer selection, and you're more than likely to bump into some of your favorite content creators.
Do you get any riding in here?
Man, we did 2 little group rides yesterday, just enough to just pedal, and it was perfect. People are talking about Highline today. We'll see how it plays out. Look, I don't want to tell anybody that I kind of hurt my back on a steep climb with the Drew brothers yesterday. So hopefully we just don't air this part.
Yeah, we'll leave that out.
We'll cut it.
Overall, it's small enough to feel personal, and you won't lose your friends walking around. But it's big enough that you're stoked with the experience. The other draw to Sedona is the riding is everywhere. The event ticket gives you access to their shuttles, but it's very easy to do some great rides right from the event, or you can drive to plenty of stuff nearby. The trail system is so big it accommodates all the riders in town without a problem. It also has something for every skill set, whether you're a novice, riding with a young family, or out trying to test your limits. It has it all. Some of the fan favorites are the H's. Hogs is fun, but I really like pigtails in that area. And if you're over there, you might as well check out the White Line. It's definitely something to see in person versus the YouTube videos. Woo! Hangover is another one that's on so many YouTube videos. Here's your trigger warning. Personally, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze there.
This trail's worse than herpes.
It's a big climb, and for the type of riding that I enjoy, there were only a few sections that got me really stoked. Plenty of other people love it, but if I was only going to Sedona once, I wouldn't bother riding it. On the other hand, Highline is hands down the #1 don't miss trail for me. really like adding in Slim Shady and Easy Breezy on the front end, then climbing up the High Line. The climb has sections that are challenging and make you feel good when you clean them, as well as sections that you just wonder how people get through. Regardless, the top has amazing views, and the downhill has fast sections, super techie spots, and is really in line with what I consider fun. It's also one of the longer descents in Sedona, so it really gives you the payback for the climbing that you put in.
Oh, you gotta love this section every time. Woo! Yeah! Whew. Oh yeah, that was fun.
Some don't miss spots right by the fest is Devil's Kitchen Sinkhole. Check that out on your way over to Grand Central.
Not a fan. That's good enough for me.
This is a really fun run for a low amount of effort.
Is that the line right there?
Yeah, right there.
If you got legs, you can climb from there over to Brewers. Be aware, there is a bit of exposure that scared the crap out of me my first time.
Oh my God, I don't even know if I can walk across that. You guys don't understand how afraid of heights I am. Oh, dude, I'm like scared out of my freaking bejesus mind right now. It's like I want to crawl. Please just get me past this shit. No, 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 no.
But nowadays, I just smash right through.
Woo!
Brewers is super fun, but it's short. My friends and I tend to do odd man out shuttles, and the riders usually beat the driver down. The best part of every day is making your way back to the fest for some cold beers and some good music. Some of the vendors like Tasco will have fun events like foot down contests, or the event itself puts on things like a bunny hop contest. All in all, there's plenty to do every day. And the shenanigans at the end of the day bleed into some pretty good times at the local bars if you're into that. One way or another, the fest wraps up and you're putting the beautiful red rocks of Sedona behind you. However, that doesn't mean you're done riding. We always book a late flight home so we can squeeze in one more ride. The Halls Trail system is just outside of Phoenix and is perfect for winding down. Normally, my legs are cooked at this point, and it has some super fun flow that doesn't require too much climbing. Red Mountain Rush is a fan favorite if you have the time. But if you're tight on time, Twisted Sister to Big Sister is really close to the road and easily lapped. If you still have something spicy left in you, they have plenty of that as well, but by this point in the trip, I'm usually pretty stoked about something chill. Halls is only about 30 minutes to the airport, and it's about the same to Spartan Rides where we usually pack our bikes back up. Next thing you know, you're on the plane, and guess what? Party's over. All right, well, we find ourselves right back here, and you're probably wondering yourself, that sounded like a lot of fun. Why would he not want to go back to Sedona? And to be honest, it's really quite simple. After my second trip, I realized that I love traveling and I love experiencing something new and seeing a new trail system. And I thought to myself, I should go somewhere else like Bentonville or Colorado or Whistler for that matter. But what happens is I never book it in time. So December comes by and somebody calls me up and says, hey, are you going to Sedona Mountain Bike Festival? And I remember how much fun I had last year. Next thing you know, I'm booking a ticket. So as it stands right now, I'm not going to Sedona Mountain Bike Festival next year, but next year, I'll see you there. And if you're not going, just remember, it only takes a bike to be a biker. Get out and be one.